Wave number 1 struck in the gloaming. As an onlooker films the backswell of debris washing through wrecked beachside buildings, a second frothing giant crashes relentlessly shorewards, its force and height magnified by Palu's geography at the head of a long, narrow bay. They'd been about to stage a beach festival to celebrate the anniversary of the founding of the capital of central Sulawesi. As the roar of the wave becomes audible, there's panic. The full force of this monster is now visible. The picture goes black, just terror-filled shrieks now. Then, a view in the other direction as seawater surges through the half-wrecked Beit Rahman Mosque next to the partially collapsed Palu Grand Mall. There is a particular cruelty to this geophysical onslaught. First, a 7.5 magnitude killer quake, and then, half an hour later, tsunamis smash in. Another smartphone picks up more immediate aftermath, destruction and flotsam and jetsam and chaos. Allahu Akbar! The bridge spanning the mouth of the Palu River has been severed. Anyone who'd been on it is gone. The tsunami alert had been lifted around the time the waves hit. They were between 10 and 18 feet high. Darkness then fell over Palu and the nearby port of Donggala. These pictures are from Poso, 150 miles away. Closer to the epicenter, it went quiet as aftershocks rocked the region. Everyone is terrified. There is no power. This morning, drone footage revealed the wreckage in Palu, a city of nearly 400,000. Communications remain crippled. Outside Palu, nobody's sure what the story is. Dazed residents pick their way down city streets lined with body bags as they search for missing loved ones. An initial rescue and recovery effort is underway, volunteers picking their way through tsunami-scarred streets. This, the third tsunami to hit Palu in 91 years. Relatives of the missing converged this morning at a hospital where the forecourt was covered in body bags. At a briefing in Jakarta, a spokesman for the National Disaster Agency said they were receiving reports of dead bodies washing up along the coast. We believe the number will keep on going up, he said. Palu is remote. Its runway is badly damaged and roads into it severed by landslides. No command center has yet been established, and medical and aid teams are traveling to an airport 12 hours drive away. This is the terrible price paid by those who live along the arc of volcanoes and fault lines that runs through this vast archipelago.
Tanah kan begini, tanah berputar begini. Berputar. Ada yang turun sekali, ada yang naik.
The voice you're hearing belongs to a survivor of a rare phenomenon known as liquefaction that turned solid ground into a river of mud after an earthquake hit here in Indonesia. The survivor we interviewed used to live in this village, seen in a video that was widely shared on social media.
Baru bangunan kan sudah rubuh-rubuh. Lumpur dari atas. Pasti kan dari dalam tanah dia muncul, yang cair sudah. Sudah nggak bisa kemana, menyelamatkan diri saja.
Arifin is now living in a makeshift camp with his wife and children. Many of his neighbors are still missing. As seen in these satellite images, liquefaction wiped out large areas in the city of Palu, such as Balaroa and Patobo. This is the neighborhood of Patobo in Palu, and you can see what happened was the neighborhood was on this level, was the ground level, and it was just kind of pulverized and thrust upward here. You can see kind of the vehicles tossed about, buildings gone, shredded homewares, fences, bed springs. I mean, it's just all kind of been churned and thrust upward here. Palu is particularly vulnerable to liquefaction because it sits on silt deposits carried down from rivers.
Liquefaction is where the soil or sand, has water in it, and air shakes and turns into a liquefied substance. And what that does is it causes building collapses. It also generates landslides and causes land deformation.
Locals in Palu can hardly recognize their neighborhood. Where a survivor's house used to stand is now a cornfield that once was a mile away, but slid here like an earthen raft after the land turned to mud. A country road was broken apart and carried away, along with its shops, homes, and everything else.
Habis itu retak-retak, orangnya tersisap ke bumi.
The death toll from the disaster keeps rising, and at least 5,000 people are still feared missing. In Balaroa, residents salvaged some of their belongings while rescuers carried out one body after another in the sweltering heat. Authorities are calling off the search for life under the rubble and say surviving residents will be relocated to safer areas.